Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. A traffic stop resulted in the arrest of Lackenzie Taylor, Jr., age 23, of Silver Springs. He was arrested for possession of marijuana, more than 4 ounces but less than 5 pounds, a state jail felony. He had purchased the marijuana for $1,000 earlier in the day in Rockwall. Taylor was driving a 2010 Ford Fusion with a defective license plate light when he was stopped on Highway 11 by a Hopkins County deputy. The odor of marijuana was emitting from the vehicle as the deputy approached. The final conclusion, the deputy found a white plastic sack with 8 clear plastic bags containing a leafy green substance believed to be marijuana. Silver Springs police responded to an assault on a disabled individual. EMS was called to treat the victim and a report was taken. The named assailant, Jerry Lynn Hicks, age 29, of Silver Springs, was arrested later in the day when police were called to a second location where Hicks was found. Hicks admitted to assaulting and causing bodily injury to the disabled victim. He was arrested for injury to a disabled individual, family violence, a felony 3. Krista's health plan is available to residents of Cherokee, Smith, and Wood counties, but not to residents of Hopkins County. The Krista's health plan is the only individual family health insurance marketplace provider in network with Krista's Trinity Mother Frances Health System. Open enrollment for Health Insurance Marketplace is November 1st through December 15th of this year. Construction around Kids Kingdom is preparation for a new crosstown trail that will connect Coleman Park to the city downtown area in an over $1 million project. Kids Kingdom will be the place where the walkways will come together, according to Peter Karsten, City Finance Director. He spoke with Doug Haston of Channel 18 News.
Well, a few years back, we received a grant that comes through TxDOT. It's actually from the federal government to enhance transportation. Alternative types of transportation as compared to cars. And so the grant totals about $750,000. We match it and do the engineering by about 20 to 25% by the time we're done, maybe a little bit more. And for that we get money to do a trail which consists of sidewalks and some other things that goes from the new City Hall downtown. It goes down Conley, and then we'll connect also the Civic Center, the school, with Coleman Park. And so we've started construction on that. And the place where we're starting is right at Kids Kingdom. And so there's been a lot of stuff put there through the years. We're trying really hard to respect the historical. We've got some sidewalks that have some names on them, and we're minimizing the impact of that. But at the same time, we're trying to do a project that will the community will be very happy with over the next 30, 40, 50 years.
Okay, the sidewalk I saw in front of Kids Kingdom is circular.
Well, there are places where things come together as far as, you're connecting different sidewalks with other things. So you're going to be coming across Leek Street and you're going to curve into Kids Kingdom, and then you can go to Kids Kingdom, you can go to the pavilion, you can go back to the parking lot. And so the designer created some situations to where those things meet in a fashionable process so people don't bump into each other.
Okay, let's start
Theoretically, people will be using the sidewalks, and the more the merrier, and so you kind of wanted to create situations where people have ways to get around each other.
Let's start at Coleman Park. Where is this going to begin at Coleman Park?
That area to the northeast corner of Coleman Park on Main Street right there, where from time to time you'll see folks selling vegetables through the years. Mm-hmm. Right about that point, a little bit towards the dam, it will cross and it will follow the creek that feeds Coleman Park to the north. So it will cross right about where the creek is, and to the right to the west of CMB's new data center that was built there. And then it'll proceed north by that creek. It'll cross the railroad tracks, and we've worked out an arrangement with the railroad to make a nice crossing there. And then it'll proceed north, and that part will then cross Conley and then keep going north and swing around to the entrance of the Civic Center. And then the part right there that then goes to the east on Conley will pass the Pavilion, it will pass then Caves Kingdom, cross League, and then head on Conley on the north side until it gets to the City Hall.
Okay, let's back up a little bit. How you gonna get this across Main Street?
Well, they've designed and TxDOT has approved a crossing that fits all the standards as far as warnings, lights.
Just a regular crosswalk.
It'll be a crosswalk, yeah, but it'll be the type of thing where everybody will have enough notice that they need to.
Okay, the speed limit's 45 mile an hour right there, right?
Yeah, so we'll have to look at all that. We're a little ways before we get to that part, but
Okay.
need to turn to the page on that part of the design and see exactly what the designers have designed. So maybe we can, as we get closer, we can revisit on that exactly what we'll be doing there.
Okay, and let's talk about the railroad crossing. Is the railroad going to build that, or?
The railroad, actually, we are sending them a check for $49,000 for them to actually hire out probably a subcontractor to construct it up to their standards, the crossing, with all the appropriate markings and
Yeah.
signage.
Say, I walked that little trail the other day, and there's a big old bar ditch.
There is, and that part we'll be doing, which is away from the track itself, as far as the ramp that goes up, and it's all designed to be at appropriate angles for approach.
Okay, and then it'll follow back behind Peavine Pinion Pool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so there will be a little bit of a circle right there where you can go to the right or you can go to the left. So the existing trail that goes to the right, it'll join that as you're looking north, or you can go to the left of the pool there.
Which will take you to the Civic Center?
Eventually, if you just keep going straight ahead, it'll follow the creek all the way up and then cross one of those bridges, the first of the bridge, at the front part of the arena, and then you can go to the left. Not the arena that's not the Civic Center, but the part that's part of the Civic Center. And so it'll turn to the left, right where those dumpsters are now, and it'll be on the north side of that parking lot until it gets to the entrance of the arena, and then it'll cross right there, and we'll incorporate that into the front part of the Civic Center.
All right, if you head east, you go down Conley Street. I've been seeing a lot of spray paint on the pavement.
It is an old road by definition, and there are utilities. And so we've located where those utilities are, and we'll deal with the water line. Looks like it's right underneath the where the sidewalk is, so we're intending at this point to be replacing that water line.
Okay.
And on the north side. So then at some point we see where the sewer is on the other side. We'll come back and replace the sewer, and at sometime in the next 2 or 3 years, tentatively right now, we plan on replacing the sidewalk on that side. And then when we've replaced the utilities, then we'll come back and improve the street.
So this trail is you're going to put sidewalks on both sides of Conley
Now
Street?
this grant is to put sidewalks on the north side.
On the north side.
That's what it's paying for. But we don't really want to leave that street with a brand new sidewalk on one side and brand new curbs, and then the rest of the street is old. So we're building into our CIP over the next 5 years where we can come back and move that whole project along. So we don't know the details yet, but we don't want to just leave it to where one side is new and the rest of it is old.
Okay. And that's going to go all the way down to downtown?
It will connect with all the new sidewalk that's right there at the new City Hall on the north side of Conley.
Okay, so we can put people's mind at ease. We are not tearing down Kids Kingdom.
We are not tearing down Kids Kingdom.
Never had any intention of tearing down
No
Kids
intention to
Kingdom.
take down Kids Kingdom. We were, right when I first got here 20 some odd years ago, everybody worked hard on that project. It's a beautiful project. It is getting old, and there are probably some things we'll need to do to Kids Kingdom in the future to freshen it up. Things, especially wood, eventually gets old. So
Yes.
at some point in the future, we'll probably need to be doing some more things on Kids Kingdom to freshen it up. But no, it is a beautiful, beautiful asset for Sulphur Springs.
Okay, you have any idea what the total cost on this project's going to be?
The sidewalk, it right now is about $1 million. 1 million to 1.1 is what the budget is.
And we got a grant for 700,000.
750,000, and the TxDOT does a certain amount. They take part of the grant, so there's a little bit more money in there. And so by the time what their paperwork looks like, but for us, the construction project is about 750,000. But we had to provide the engineering, which is about $120,000 on top of the grant. In other words, we had to have it engineered outside of the grant. Mm-hmm. That was the way we got the grant. We were told that if you have the engineering done, or you do the engineering outside the grant, that you'll have a much greater chance of getting it. So and that's in excess of the match, is that we funded the design. So that's what takes it up to past $1 million.
So the majority of the money that's about to be spent is a grant. It's not actually costing us a whole lot.
It's going to cost us 20% of the project, the construction.
How's it looking back here?
No complaints, but it's still early.
The Symphony League auction was held on Saturday, November 18th from 5 to 9 p.m. There were a bunch of unique home items, great Christmas gifts, gift certificates, tasty-looking food items, and much more. Phones rang all night long as people called in to bid for items. Bill Owens, dressed as Uncle Sam, was one of the 6 people manning the phones and enjoying every minute of the action. A quilt was in high demand, with the highest bid donating $380. There were photographs from around Sulphur Springs, a drawing of Santa Claus, and a print of iconic places around Sulphur Springs. The preliminary total amount raised was a little over $11,000. The funds from the auction will go towards the annual 4th of July Symphony Concert and Fireworks Show. Everyone had a wonderful time, and we hope that you call in next year to join in on the fun.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Lady Cats basketball team improved their season record to 3-0 with a 37-28 win over Hugo, Oklahoma Friday in Wildcats Gym. For the third straight game, the Lady Cats got off to a very strong start. The Lady Cats opened with a 12-point run to lead 12-0 in the first quarter over Hugo. They led 18-3 after one quarter. The Lady Cats were actually outscored 12-2 in the second quarter, but they still led 20-15 at the half. The Lady Cats outscored the Lady Buffs 8-4 in the third quarter to take a 28-19 lead after 3 quarters. And both teams scored 9 fourth quarter points, and the Lady Cats took that 37-28 win. Kaylee Jefferson had another good game for the Lady Cats, scoring 16 points. Sadavia Porter scored 9 points, and Autumn Tanton had 7. Danielle Godbolt chipped in 3 points, and Terrella Kelly put in 2 points. Lady Cats coach Jeff Chapman called it a good win. He noted that Hugo came in as a seasoned team with 7 scrimmages under their belt. Coach Chapman said he would have liked for his team to score more points, but he added the Lady Cats are doing a good job of holding teams down with their defense. The Lady Cats will play on Tuesday at Paris. It'll be their last game before the Thanksgiving break.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.
Still margin. You can't even buy
180.
You can't buy those tickets anymore.
180.
Can't buy them until they stop rolling 117.
200. All right. 200. Wonderful.
Still margin.
Okay, we got it, baby. 200. Very got it. Grocery supplies. These are always big supporters of the History League, and we thank you for that very much. So, you peanut lovers, get your money ready. Remember, we take credit cards, Visa card, and Discover. And so now we also have a Sulphur Springs grant. It is a caricature of important businesses like the Sulphur Springs. That's donated by Linda Christian. Linda, thank you very much for that. Linda's been active in the Silver Spring Symphony League for a long time.
That's a $250 bag.
It's really neat. The next thing we have tennis lessons that are donated by Joseph and Renee Crouch. They are from Mark Temporal Tennis. It's a gift certificate for 4 1 quad shoes from Brumley. Thank you, Pam, for that. There are already 10 ladies. They're already sold. Sorry. So thank you, Adam, for that. Now we have a lighted Christmas wreath picture, which is up over here. I see that on the easel there. All right, we are getting ready. This has been a hot item so far tonight, and now I think it's going to really get hot. This is big board item number 8. We're getting ready to sell. It is a $1,000 gift certificate from J. Hodge Chevrolet.
Woo!